My name is Dr. Tim Jones. I'm 40 years old. I'm the director of the Academic Media Center here at Robert Morris University and an assistant professor of media arts. When I was probably 11 or 12 years old, I wanted to be an architect. In elementary school, they gave us this test, sort of a quiz, like survey for what your perfect job was. And I would always get something that wasn't architect, like teacher or something dumb like that. And I would change the answers until I got architect. I was pretty sure that's what I was going to do. And, hey presto, I'm an architect. Or not, I'm a teacher. So yeah, I always wanted to be an architect. When I was really young, living in the UK, I was obsessed with castles. We would visit them. I could see one from my bedroom window. And I think I had this notion that architects built castles. And I think as I grew up, I think this idea of creativity, that I knew that architects got to draw, got to sketch all the time and get paid to do that. So I think that was my main reasoning. So I think it was 1999, I was in high school, and a TV show called South Park came on Comedy Central. And I'd already gotten into animation and comedy. I was really, really interested in comedy already. And then this idea that animation was a thing that you could do probably changed a lot of my expectations. So although I have no recollection of whether or not I still wanted to be an architect when I was a senior in high school, probably not. But when I started to see this idea that animation was a thing I could do, I immediately jumped on that. And I actually applied to go to college the same place that Trey Parker and Matt Stone did. So I applied to University of Colorado, got in, and I was an animation student. I think one of my favorite experiences professionally was pretty early on after school when I decided to move to Los Angeles. I moved to Los Angeles to work for a place called the University of Southern California. And despite the fact that I thought I was just going to be an animator working on feature films, I found myself working for the Army, and they wanted animation for games. So that's how I fell into sort of what we would call applied animation rather than entertainment. And I really liked the idea of working on things that had a social impact. So the first big project there was a project called Every Soldier a Sensor. And this was 2005, 2006. And the idea was that we were talking to soldiers who were trying to prevent civilian casualties in Iraq and especially to prevent kids from getting hurt. And I had some pretty strong attitudes about the military and wasn't a big fan at that time. But this idea of working as a creative professional trying to solve a problem, like, kids being killed in war, was pretty compelling, and I'm never going to forget that. The things that I keep in my office that remind me about, the inspirations of me at the moment, I've got a Dark Crystal poster on the wall. I think it's behind me right now. Jim Henson, probably a creative inspiration in pretty much everything I do. Let's see, what can I see up on the... Ray Harryhausen, I got a skeleton warrior up on my shelf that I look at every once in a while. I try to be inspired by new things. That's a hard thing to do. I mean, I always like to say, that the more you see, the more you experience, the more cool work you watch, the more interesting stuff you can do. I think the one piece of advice I would say That's advice I give myself. I don't watch nearly as much as I'd like to. My list of movies and TV and games that students have told me I need to watch is weeks long at this point. So cut yourself some slack, but make some time to watch cool stuff.